Hello, and welcome back to Hunter Tuned. Today I got my hatch motor and everything installed into the car. I ended off the last video with a short block, like kind of assembly, and just kind of did all that. And I planned on doing like some more videos with putting the cylinder head on and stuff like that, but we kind of just, or I should say, I kind of just got, in a zone and just started wrenching and didn't end up filming anything. I did film a little bit of stuff last night that I may insert sometime in the video here.
Well, we got the engine. We got the engine and tranny all fucking hooked together. Yeah.
Hello, welcome back to Hunter Tuned. We are putting the motor in the car today. Here's the old cherry picker, and there's the old motor, and that's the old stand thing, and there's the car, and that's what we're gonna do today. Yeah, brother. Minto Pinto. Buy a sticker on my website. Go buy some injectors or do something. Help the channel out. Okay, let's get that over with. Let's put a motor in.
Woo!
Buy a turbo, yeah. We got cool turbos for sale.
3071.
Okay. So, we put the cylinder head on off camera. We did all the other shit. Put everything back together off camera. Sorry. Well, I'm using a Felpro head gasket. Insert hate here. I copper sprayed the balls off of it, so we're gonna see if it holds up. I think it will.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll blow out. We got the transmission on. I swapped out that 6-puck clutch. We had a 6-puck clutch in it. I swapped it out for a 4-puck for easier gear transitions, so I could shift it better. And yeah, I think that's it.
That's unsprung.
It's an unsprung clutch, yep. So we are getting this pig into here, and just kind of got to tie the harness up out of the way so the motor doesn't interfere with the harness. And then, yeah, just got to get them heater hoses on and do all the normal stuff. So we're just going to get right to it. Yatch. Yee. What's up?
Look at that. She's in the hole. She's in the hole. You're in the hole. That was the hole, and she's in.
You should tell them how to do this efficiently and not fight with the mounts.
Yeah. I turn the radio off real quick. Okay. So, I think someone commented on a video or a live stream or something about
how to do that.
Yeah. So, to efficiently put a Honda engine in, start with this here driver's side mount.
If you're doing it from the top.
Yeah, if you're doing it from the top.
If you're doing it from the bottom, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because you could just lower the car down onto the fucking, or the motor, the car onto the motor.
Yeah.
And let her eat it.
But we have an orange picker, so we didn't do it that way. But you got to make sure that your T-bracket on the back where it mounts to your subframe is kind of tight but loose. Okay? You get this fucker in loose, right? Keep all these. This can be tight, that don't matter. Keep that loose. And then your T-bracket, keep that loose. So, lower the engine way more than you have to. Take this mount, bend it down, and get her to catch onto these cones here. Get that threaded a couple threads, 5, 6 of them. And then, make your way over here. You put this guy on, the one that goes to the block. And get that guy snugged up, finger tight. And then, you make your way over here and put your transmission mount or your bracket on your tranny, then bolt it right in. We had this fucker in like what, 20 minutes you say?
Yeah, not even. Not even.
Like, it went really fast. And then we're taking a union brake, Hunter Tuned union brake. And then
hang on. The old Sam Adams. It's not a good combo.
Yeah, but after our little union break here,
we're gonna go fucking dial our child.
Sure.
Dial a fucking chicken smile.
DPCS. And yeah, we're gonna go rob Leo's shit.
Like the top fucking upper.
Oh, dude, that is much to spider. You fucker see that? Have you seen that video on the Facebook where it's the people and they're like, I'm gay, I'm transgender, and then the one guy comes up, smacks the cooler on the table, he's like, I'm fucked up.
Yeah. I'm fucked up.
I don't know, that's funny. But yeah, we gotta go steal this beast from Mr. Leo and the exhaust bolts.
Fuck, getting chilly tonight, dude. 55 degrees.
Really?
Yeah. Damn. Well, it's not 55 right now, but by 6 a.m. it'll be 55.
Jeebus.
And then Friday, there's a track day, and it's supposed to be 67 degrees and thunderstorms.
So if it doesn't thunderstorm, that's good boost weather.
That is great boost weather.
Yeah.
What's better boost weather? 40.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, but
Should we go to the Merrill ice trades this year?
yes.
We should build the Mustang motor next after this. Like, that's my... Oh, we can't talk about that yet. Never mind. Never mind.
Sorry.
Just shut up. Oh.
Yeah, but yeah.
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 Yeah. We're doing this. What'd you guys do today?
What'd you guys do today? Leave it down in the comments.
Leave it down in the comments below. Cause that'd be pretty dope.
I didn't film fucking shit today. I'm
Nope.
sorry.
No.
Terribly sorry. I didn't film a damn thing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's why I picked up the camera.
Yeah, because Hunter Tuned is just being a fucking slacker lately. And, you know, I've just been dealing with all this Facebook drama between Static and goddamn DIY Mike. Fuck. Let's all do a $3,000 build challenge. Let's do that.
Sounds good.
Mint!
What was that, Hunter?
Scooby, you just peed on the fucking goddamn Ninja tire? Really? What's up with you and pissing on tires? Why do you gotta pee on every tire you fucking look at?
Yeah, Scooby pissed all over. All over Hunter's stuff. Oh, there's a good shot right there. Okay. French appetizer.
But for the most part, the Honda is back together. I just have to readjust the valves because I let Leo borrow my cylinder head, and he had a different set of cams in this head, and he had to set the valve lash for those cams, and then when I put my cams back in, I think the valve lash is too tight. So just going to pull the valve cover now and do some valve adjustments. But I did kind of want to state with you guys and kind of touch base with everybody so you guys aren't like wondering as much about why I haven't been putting videos out as often as I normally do. I'm trying to get back into the groove, and I feel like I am kind of slowly getting back into the groove of making videos and stuff like that. But I've just been kind of in like a slump lately that I can't really get out of. At least for the last like couple weeks, I've just been kind of down and whatnot. And for those of you that have followed the channel for a while, know that I suffer from anxiety and depression pretty bad. And I don't really show it a lot, and I don't really try to let it get to me. But like I said, lately it's just been kind of really shitty. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I haven't been putting videos out, like I said, because I haven't really had a lot of motivation, and I haven't really had a whole lot of drive to get out of bed in the morning and to do stuff. I mean, I have been doing stuff, but it's just been like everything seems to be just piling up, and it's just making me overwhelmed with, like, you know, all the support on the YouTube and you know, just, you know, orders on the website and all that stuff. They're kind of just getting to me. I love it. I want to keep it going. That's the problem, is I don't want to like not fill orders or whatever. And I finally, I'm all caught up on orders again, finally. So that's a really good thing. So if you guys want to check out huntertune.com, I'm ready to go. But anyways, I've been on a medication called Buspar or Buspirone, and I've been taking it for like 6 months, and it did help quite a bit for a little while, and it seemed like it was doing something, and seemed like it was, you know, kind of helping me out with my anxiety. It definitely did not cure any, like it cured probably 10% of it, I would say. It did not cure more than 10% of my anxiety. I still lived with, you know, daily anxiety every freaking day, and, you know, dealt with that shit. But like last couple weeks, like I said, it's been shit. And the doctor's like, oh, up the dose, and then I upped the dose, and then I felt worse, and then I lowered the dose back down. And, you know, today I really just said fuck it, and I said I'm not taking this shit anymore. And I did not take my medicine today, and I feel fine. Like, I'm not, you know, fucking missing it or anything. And the medicine that I was on, it's not like a drug that you need to like wean yourself off of or anything like that. It's not like you're not going to show withdrawal symptoms from it or nothing. It's not like a hardcore antidepressant or anything. It's just kind of one of them, you know, entry level neutral ground type of medicines. And I actually got prescribed a different medicine called citalopram that she wants me to try. And I'm just kind of in a limbo of like, do I really even want to try this shit anymore, or what do I got to change to, you know, better my anxiety and stuff like that? It's just been tough. It's been real tough lately, like I said, and I don't know what really is going to fix it, and I don't know what really is going to help me out. I'd love to get out of the state. Like I said, I want to go like fucking exploring the country and stuff like that, and my anxiety kind of holds me back from doing that stuff. And I really, like I said, I really wanna do that stuff, but it's just it's real tough for me. It sounds like I'm a fucking wimp, but it's hard to explain when you don't have it. Like, my girlfriend doesn't have anxiety or anything, but she kind of gets it because she, you know, she's been with me for, you know, going on 7 years, and she kind of understands how I am and how I deal with stuff. It's funny because, like, I can go 990 at 140, blast down the quarter mile all day long, and I'm fine. Like, I love that stuff. And then when it comes to, like, you know, leaving my comfort zone, or, like, leaving, you know, an area that I'm familiar with or something like that, it's like, holy shit, let me get home. Oh, my God, I'm freaking out, you know? It's totally weird. You know, and then I got issues where, like, I can't breathe and stuff, so I'll have one day where I just, like, can't get out of bed, and then the next day I'll be up all day and then can't catch my breath, you know what I mean? And I just feel like I'm worried all the time, and I can't, like, focus on shit, and I can't keep my head straight. So yeah, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to update you guys on that stuff, just to let you know that, like, hey, you know, Hunter Tuned ain't just fucking trying to slack on the vidges, because you know, I'm just going through some shit, you know, trying to duke it out, trying to battle it out. So we'll just see. I might try some other stuff to try to better my life, better my mental well-being. But like I said, it's just it's one of them things that's just kind of tricky, and not a lot of people can relate, and there's not like a definite answer for one, you know, specific person. Some people will be like, oh yeah, just go smoke some dope, or go fucking take some meds, or go fucking sit in a room and meditate. Like, it doesn't work for everybody, you know. It's not the easiest thing to do for a lot of people, including myself. And the only reason I'm talking to you guys about this stuff is because I did make an anxiety video like a long time ago, and it got a lot of very good response from people, just because it's kind of nice hearing somebody talk about it, if you can relate or if you can't relate or whatever. Yeah. So that's kind of why I am just ranting right now, but let's get back to working on the Honda. I'm going to pull the valve cover off now and do a valve adjustment, like I said, so I'm just going to grab a 10 milli, and get this valve cover off. It sucks because I just bought a brand new fucking gasket and all this shit. Now I got to take it all back apart. Damn it. Oh, by the way, I did start the car and the motor runs good. It has like a misfire, and I think it's because valve adjustment's tweaked, you know, or it's too tight in a few spots. Other than that, it's not leaking nothing. It did have a gas leak when I first started it. One of the injector O-rings must have just gotten, you know, shitty from sitting, and I had to replace one of the injector O-rings. But other than that, I I only forgot to tighten one fitting, and that was loose, so I figured that out right away. The return line, I did not tighten that, so I got that tightened down. And now we are just going to plug away and get this rolling. I'm gonna pick up when the valve cover's off and we can check the valve lash. Alright guys, so I'm doing the valve lash now. The valve cover's off, and kind of just wanted to run through quick what I do when I lash the valves on a Honda. Pretty much what you want to do is you have the up arrows on the cam gears. When they're both straight up and down, you're going to have this cylinder that you can do, and then you're going to rotate at 90 degrees like every turn. So right now when they're both straight up, we can do this cylinder right here, and if I rotate the cam, alright, so now I adjusted them 90 degrees, so now we can do this cylinder right here, and then you do 90 degrees and you'll know, straight down is going to be over here, and then straight that way is going to be this cylinder right here. Another good way to tell what cylinder you can do the valve lash on is just look at the cams, and the lobes on the cams are not going to be actually pushing on the valves, so the valve lash is going to have some play to actually adjust it. And in this case, some of them do not have play because they're too tight. So now that we got this cylinder ready to do the valve lash, I'm just going to grab my feeler gauges. This is 9 thousandths for the exhaust side, and then I have a 7 thousandths over there for the intake side. And pretty much just want to stick the... see, this one's really loose. You pretty much want to stick the feeler gauge in between the rocker arm and the cam. That's what I do, at least. You can put the feeler gauge all the way down under the actual valve adjustment stud, but I like to just put it under the cam. It makes everything a little bit more simple and whatnot. So we're going to do this cylinder real quick on camera. Or are we not? I don't know if I can put my camera anywhere that it'll actually be worth a shit. There we go. Okay. So what I do is I just take my ratchet and a 10 mil, and I'm going to crack these both loose. I don't have like the special cutaway socket to be able to do this with, with the screwdriver and the socket at the same time. I don't have that. I'm just working with what I got here. And it works just fine. It's a little bit more tedious, but I get over it. So what I do is I tighten the adjustment until it is... Okay, so I stick the feeler gauge in between the cam and the rocker, and then I turn the adjustment screw with the flathead until the feeler gauge gets tight and I can no longer move it in between the cam and the rocker. And once I reach that point, I back off the adjustment nut like a quarter turn, and then I take the ratchet and socket and tighten it. And usually when I tighten it, it turns at about an 1/8 turn, so it ends up working out perfect. So that works out for me, at least. Like I said, it can be a little bit tedious. Sometimes when you tighten it down with the socket, it it doesn't actually, or it over tightens, or it doesn't tighten enough, or whatever. So it takes a time or two to get it right. But okay, so yep, right there is where it's completely stuck. Like I can't move the feeler gauge at all. And then I back it off, pretty much a quarter turn, and now I have a little bit of drag on the feeler gauge, and that's what you're shooting for. You don't want it to be so tight you can't move it, but you want to have a little bit of resistance. And then this is the tricky part. When I go to tighten everything down, sometimes the feeler gauge will actually, or the adjustment nut will tighten up even more, and that's when you run into issues and you have to do it a few times to get it right. But this one is good. So check out this oil pressure. Car's been running for like 5 minutes. 92 pounds oil pressure. It was at like 97. Mint! This thing sounds really good. Very quiet running engine. I'd hope so. It's all fucking brand new. Alright, we got any water left in the up pipe? Time to plug in the O2 sensor. For those of you who do not know, I have my O2 sensor on that side of the up pipe, and if I leave the O2 sensor plugged in while I warm up the car, it fries the O2 sensor every time. But once it's warmed up, the O2 sensor works perfect. Or once, I should say, like it's ran for a few minutes, then I plug the O2 sensor in, everything's fine. Alright guys, so the hatch is running good. I'll start it up for you guys quick. I actually just drove it a little while, just kind of making sure everything was going to be good. And this frickin' ACL oil pump, guys, crazy amount of oil pressure, like crazy. When I was cruising down the road at like $3,000, it was like 95 oil or 95 psi oil pressure, which is crazy. I need a new battery in this thing. It's like super dead. I had to frickin' jump it just to get it going. And yeah, like I said, guys, I've been driving it for like a half hour, maybe 40 minutes. And the oil pressure says it's at like 25, 26 PSI oil pressure. And I don't even have thick oil in it. And like I said, it's been running for quite a while. But it sounds really good. Mint! 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 So yeah, anyways, got the car running good. I was just cruising it around a little bit to, you know, kind of make sure that everything was going to be good. And the only things that I kind of had issues with so far was A, VTEC was not working, and B, the idle seemed to be like dropping sometimes when I push the clutch in, which is really weird. It doesn't do it like all the time, but if I came to like a stop really fast and hit the clutch, a car would die. And I think it has something to do with my throttle body. Like the idle is not set properly because this throttle body, the set screw, is seized. Like I can't adjust the idle with the throttle body, like the set screw. So I adjusted it some other ways, and I think it's kind of showing its weaknesses now. And I'm going to actually need to get that sorted out and get the idle set properly instead of, you know, setting the idle with the idle air control motor or, you know, the air screw on the top. Because, yeah, like I said, it like if you rev it up really fast, it comes down to like 200 and then comes back to 1,000, which should not be the case. You should rev it up and then it should drop right back to where it's idling all the time. So I got to get the idle sorted out a little bit, and I already fixed the VTEC issue, but it was not having VTEC at first, and I pulled the VTEC solenoid off, and I already knew this was the problem, and I just forgot to do it before I got everything going. But the solenoid was completely plugged shut with metal from when the motor did blow up. It had, you know, it was plugged completely full of like bearing material and shit from when the motor had blew up the first time, or the last time, I should say, the second time. But anyways, cleaned it out, threw it back on, and VTEC is cracking like a mofo, and that's all good to go. So, yeah, I got everything back installed. The car's running and driving, guys. I'm super stoked. I'm really curious how the 4-puck's going to do. I want to go out and slam gears really hard and make sure like it's not going to lock me out or whatever, and I bet you I could shift this thing way faster with that 4-puck. So we'll figure that out, see if that's going to be the case or not. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. I plan on covering a bunch of stuff in the next coming days with this car. I actually just got a set of cams for it, or I ordered a set of cams. Christian Morrison Bill hooking it up again. Fucking Morrison Bill Performance, dude. Why does he got a closed shop? No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, yeah, we got a bunch of stuff coming on the hatch, guys, and in a few days, once this thing's kind of dialed in, buttoned up, the Mustang's coming in the garage, and you guys can finally figure out what the fuck I did to the Mustang. So be sure to subscribe, like, and comment so you figure all that junk out. And we will see you in the next one. Have a great night, guys. I'm going to go in and edit this video and hopefully get it up for you within a few hours. We'll see. I don't know. But okay. Have a good night. See ya.